The man convicted after a fatal car crash in January will spend the next 6 to 18 years in prison. One person died after the car crashed into a concrete barrier in Henrietta. 2 others were injured. Kayla Green talked to the driver's mother today.
My son is not a thug. My son comes from a very strong, supportive family, and it was a mistake.
That was Jordan Campbell's mom. Campbell was driving the car that killed one of his friends back in January. They had an emotional day in court today, along with everyone else involved in the case. This morning, Campbell's attorney read letters he wrote to the victims, saying there isn't a day that goes by that he doesn't think about what happened.
I don't want anyone to take Jordan's silence today as meaning that he doesn't feel absolute grief and sorrow. He was overcome to the point of not being able to find the words.
The 2 other people who were in the car, Audrey Porter and Shaddam Islam, say what happened that night changed their lives forever. The assistant district attorney says this can be a lesson to everyone.
The public needs to know that this is the consequence of these actions by our young people out on the streets and drinking and driving and using drugs. There's absolutely no winners. No one wins here. The community doesn't win. The victims obviously don't win. The defendant doesn't. No one wins.
Campbell's mom says this could have happened to anyone, and her son will live with it for the rest of his life.
As a parent, and I think everyone can relate, when children go out and they socialize with friends, we don't know. We teach them and we provide them with foundations to make good choices for themselves. But at the end of the day, you know, we just have to continue to pray for our children.
The ADA says a plea deal was offered in this case to allow the victims to start the healing process as soon as possible. When there's a trial looming, it can be hard for victims to move on. He says this can be a lesson to everyone to not drink and drive. Adam?
Ooh, what a story. A lot of tragedy on all sides there. Campbell will spend up to 18 years in state prison, and his license has been revoked. Once he's released, he'll be on parole.